Hello, squirrels. I'm so sorry. I did it again yesterday and didn't get my reading in. Getting bad about that. I'm so sorry. Let's see. The last sentence I read was this one. As if close intercourse had made the two familiar, this human father turned to the divine, as these sons and daughters turned to him, as free to ask, as confident of a reply, as all afflictions, blessings, cares, and crosses were laid down before him, and the work of 80 years submitted to his hand. There were no sounds in the room but the one voice, often tremulous with emotion and with age, the coo of some dreaming baby, or the low sob of some mother whose arms were empty as the old man stood there, rugged and white atop as the granite hills, with the old wife at his side, a circle of sons and daughters girdling them round, and in all hearts the thought that, as the former wedding had been made for time, this golden one at 80 must be for eternity. While Sylvia looked and listened, a sense of genuine devotion stole over her. The beauty and the worth of prayer grew clear to her through the earnest speech of that unlettered man, and for the first time she fully felt, the nearness and dearness of the universal Father, whom she had been taught to fear yet longed to love. Now, my children, you must go before the little folks are tuckered out, said Grandpa heartily. Mother and me can't say enough to thank you for your presence you fetched us, the dutiful wishes you have give us, the pride and comfort you have allers been to us. I ain't no hand at speeches, so I shan't make none, but just say, if any affliction falls on any of you, remember Mother's here to help you bear it. If any worldly loss comes to you, remember Father's house is yourn while it stands, and so the Lord bless and keep us all. 3 cheers for Grandpa and Grandma, roared a 6-foot scion as a safety valve for sundry unmasculine emotions, and 3 rousing hurrahs made the rafters ring, struck terror to the hearts of the oldest inhabitant of the rat-haunted garret, and summarily woke all the babies. When the goodbyes began, the flurry of wrong baskets, pails, and bundles in wrong places, the sorting out of small folk too sleepy to know or care what became of them, the maternal cluckings and paternal shouts for Kitty, Cy, Ben, Bill, or Mary Ann, the piling into vehicles which made ramping of indignant horses unused to such late hours, the late farewells, the roll of wheels as one by one the happy loads departed, and peace fell upon the household for another year. I declare, Thornton, I never had such an out and out good time since I was born into the world. Abram, you're fit to drop, and so be I. Now let's set and talk it over along of patience before we go to bed. The old couple got into their chairs, and as they sat there side by side, remembering that she had given no gift, Sylvia crept behind them, and lending the magic of her voice to the simple air, sang the fittest song for time and place. John Anderson, My Joe. It was too much for Grandma. The old heart overflowed, and reckless of the cherished cap, she laid her head on her John's shoulder, exclaiming through her tears, "That's the cap sheaf of the hull, and I can't bear no more tonight, Abram. Lend me your handkerchief, and I don't know where mine is, and my face is all of a drip." Before the red banner had gently performed its work in Grandpa's hand, Sylvia beckoned her party from the room, and showing them the clear moonlight night which followed the storm, suggested that they should both save appearances and enjoy a novel pleasure by floating homeward instead of sleeping. The tide against which they had pulled in coming up would sweep them along rapidly and make it easy to retrace in a few hours the way they had loitered over for 3 days. The pleasant excitement of the evening had not yet subsided, and all applauded the plan as a fit finale to their voyage. The old lady strongly objected, but the young people overruled her, and being requipped in their damaged garments, they bade the friendly family a grateful adieu, left their more solid thanks under Nat's pillow, and re-embarked upon their shining road. All night Sylvia lay under the canopy of boughs her brother made to shield her from the dew, listening to the soft sounds about her, the twitter of a restless bird, the bleat of some belated lamb, the ripple of a brook babbling like a baby in its sleep. All night she watched the changing shores, silvery green or dark, with slumberous shadow, and followed the moon in its tranquil journey through the sky. When it set, she drew her cloak about her, and pillowing her head upon her arm, exchanged the waking for a sleeping dream. A thick mist encompassed her when she awoke. Above, the sun shone dimly, before rose and fell the billows of the sea. Before her sounded the city's fitful hum, and far behind her lay the green wilderness, where she had lived and learned so much. Slowly the fog lifted, the sun came dazzling down upon the sea, and out into the open bay they sailed, with their pennons streaming in the morning wind. But still with backward glance the girl watched the misty wall that rose between her and the charmed river, and still with yearning heart confessed how sweet that brief experience had been, for though she had not yet discovered it, and this is an excerpt from a book, the fair lady of Shalott, she had left the web and left the loom, had seen the water lilies bloom, had seen the helmet and the plume, and had looked down to Camelot. And that's all of chapter 5. Oh my goodness. I don't want to read, have them back to back, but I think I will come back on and get started with chapter 6 at least. I'll be right back. Bye.